Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 10th to the 16th. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it, Leo. This is a big week for you. And I'm probably going to have to spend a little bit more time with you because there's so much happening. Listen, this is the month where everything is changing and it starts right here, and I want you to make room for all this new energy that's going to be coming through. Last week really just kind of amped you up to this moment, and you know that you are on the verge of huge transformation. Big. We have the lunar eclipse in Virgo this week. It's going to be big, right? And just a reminder, you also have Venus retrograde in Aries all week, okay? So you are already reviewing, reassessing things that bring you pleasure, things that you value, money, relationships. Also, I hope you're working on self-love, confidence, your creative energy, all of that, okay? Venus retrograde in Aries, just 5 more weeks, all right? 5 more weeks. And also, I want to remind you that you can even see here on the whiteboard getting your ducks in a row, anything that you need to sign, any important conversations you need to have, please do in the beginning of the week. You see Mercury's going to be going retrograde over the weekend, all right? Now, the other thing that's happening that's just really interesting is you're still feeling the Sun trine Mars from last week. In addition to that, remember, if you're a subscriber, you know that I said back in February, it was the week of February 9th when Mars trine Saturn. I said, we're going to have this again, all right? Because Mars was retrograde. It's now gone direct. It's going back over those same degrees. So Mars trine Saturn, that's going to happen April 4th. But because Mars is moving so slow, right? Like a whopping degree this week, because Mars is moving slow and Saturn moves slow, you're going to feel that this week. You're going to feel Mars trine Saturn. So this is actually really, really big, okay? And even though Mars doesn't have his full powers yet, remember, Mars is moving into your sign very soon. It's got to be like lit like a rocket ship for you, okay? Very soon. But Mars trine Saturn, those are the two malefic planets working for you now, okay? Remember, trines are very auspicious. They have this great flow. They make your life easier. And the fact that you've got Mars in Cancer, your 12th house, you got Saturn and the Sun in Pisces, your 8th house, that is death and rebirth. That is transformation. You are truly transforming. And you got a lot of money stuff happening this week too. And that's the 8th house as well. It's shared resources. So when I say that, that's joint bank accounts, that's bonuses, commissions, inheritance, investments, loans, taxes, things like that. Okay. The last thing I want to note for you, and please pay attention. This is big because you're having major changes this week. On that same day, April 4th, Saturn is going to sextile Uranus. Now, we have not had that since 1997. Okay. You are going to remember Saturn and Uranus, slow moving. They're outer planets. You're going to start feeling that now. Okay. You're going to start to remember, Uranus is the great awakener, surprises, breakthroughs, thinking outside the box. Sextiles are windows of opportunity. It's in your 10th house of career. You are going to have some big changes because this full moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo, is in your 2nd house of income, salary, finances, right? You've got all this Uranus and Taurus energy and your 10th house of career. So see what happens. Seize the day, carpe diem. You're going to have some big breakthroughs. Now, this week, March 11th, you got Mercury conjuncting Venus and Aries. It's a long conjunction. It's fine. It's great. It's one of the most common conjunctions. Both planets are inside the Earth's orbit, right? Closer to the sun. And because Mercury retrogrades often. Anyway, this is great. Okay. Really, really wonderful. It is in your 9th house. So spirituality, your perspective on things, wisdom, bringing more wisdom into your life. Travel is really highlighted here. as well. Long distance travel, foreign cultures, foreign lands, book publishing. You working on that book? You got Venus retrograde in Aries. Yeah. Maybe you're returning to something that you were working on now. Okay. So really, really nice. And then Wednesday, here's the big day. Well, one of the big days this week. This is March 12th. The sun is going to be conjuncting Saturn in Pisces. As you know, this is a once a year aspect. Big. But what makes it really big is, I just told you, the sun is also trining Mars, and Mars is trining Saturn. That's a lot of really wonderful energy, okay? A lot of this is part of your transformation, okay? And the sun conjuncting Saturn, this Saturn Cazimi, you're going to feel this all week, okay? It is a strong conjunction, okay? Now, I talk about this, a lot more in your monthly forecast. Just the little highlights here. Remember, Saturn is saying you got to take care of this, okay? Or show up for this. And it can be the hard way. It's Saturn who wants you to be disciplined and responsible, but he's going to reward you, right? And remember, this is all in your 8th house of death and rebirth, transformation. Money matters as well. Relationships, love, business partners. You have a lot of activity here. Yeah. And remember, I always say, don't let these aspects use you. Okay. Use these aspects for you. Saturn is big league. We're talking big league. And don't forget, we got the sun conjuncting Saturn, conjuncting the North Node, conjuncting Neptune, all in your 8th house. This is all happening in Pisces all week. Saturn is making your dreams become reality. So how big is this? Saturn is life lessons, karma, conjuncting the North Node, your destiny, your mission statement. This is how big this is, okay? This is your karmic journey. And it's happening in Pisces. So you're finishing something up here. You're coming out on the other side, being a brand new person. It's in your 8th house. And I say this because this is happening in Pisces. Pisces is the end of the zodiac. And the sun, Neptune, Saturn, they're all leaving Pisces very soon. Very soon. Saturn is saying, use me, build that bridge, become a bigger authority, make things last. Okay? Remember, Saturn is time. It's all about your long-term goals, your long-term vision, right? This is big. It's taking care of business too, okay? There can be something, it's sobering with Saturn here. And it's you saying, I'm going to work hard for this. But know your limits. Don't overextend yourself, okay? And this may be a time where you may even say to yourself, I do not like this, so I'm not going to expend my energy here, right? Remember, Saturn is reality checks. He checks in. He's wearing his aviators, his beret, okay? The good belt. But just remember, these are all auspicious Saturn trines, right? That are happening at this time. But conjunctions can be powerful. So use this. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising, your moon, their husband, your best friend, whoever it is, mutable signs, that would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. They're going to feel this the most, as well as water signs. So that would be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Okay? Just as an FYI. Now, wow. Here we are. March 13th, Thursday. Here we are. The total full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. Okay? Now, remember, it's happening around midnight, like 11:57 p.m. So therefore, March 13th, March 14th, depending on where you live, it's at 24 degrees and it's a blood moon. So it's a blood moon lunar eclipse. And I'm going to talk about that more in my upcoming live stream, March 8th, on why this blood moon is so in theme with 2025, the year, remember, nobody on earth has experienced in modern human history, where everything changes, and it starts right now. All right. This eclipse is major. It's a major defining moment And I'm going to tell you some things I didn't say in your monthly forecast. Okay. First things first, this, remember, it's the first eclipse of 2025, but it's the first of several Virgo eclipses we're going to experience in the next 2 years. Remember, not only is the South Node in Virgo, but Virgo rules your second house of income, salary, finances, money. And if you're not here for money, the second house is self-worth and it's self-value. It's the things that you value. It's also material possessions, also food. And that is actually going to be a big thing for you. Yeah, it is. Leo, it's going to be a big thing. Now, eclipses, 19-year cycles, right? So like I said, think about 2006, 2008. What happened for you around that time? Pick up on the patterns. If you do not want to think that far back, think about the first 2 weeks of September last year, 2024. Okay. And I say that because September 2nd, we had the new moon in Virgo, right? Corresponding to the full moon in Virgo. And then September 17th, we had the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Okay. And these are all this activity in Pisces, again, your 8th house, right? Money. And then you've got this lunar eclipse in Virgo, your second house, money. So there's definitely going to be some money stuff happening this week, some changes, adjustments. But September 17th, that lunar eclipse in Pisces, I mean, that technically kicked off this eclipse series. But remember, we were still in the Aries Libra axis. There could be a lot of travel stuff happening for y'all. But anyway, just know that this is a big eclipse right here. All right. There's a chapter being closed out right here. And one of the reasons why this is such a big eclipse is because there are so many synchronicities here that are off the Richter scale. Okay. It's truly fated, right? Now, first, it's at 24 degrees. That's mutable energy. So, just be prepared to, it's like being flexible. Think about like pivoting, turning points, even endings, ascendings. But what are the chances 24 degrees is a Pisces degree? Okay. Remember, we're on the Pisces Virgo axis. So we're really doubling down on that healing path that I mentioned in your annual forecast, spirituality, healing, things like that. Right. Now the other thing is, 2 + 4 = 6. So in numerology, right, a 6 is nurturing, caring, harmony, right? Appreciate, gratitude, harmony. Just think harmony. So what are the chances that Virgo, the 6th sign, is all about being selfless, self-care, a service to others as well, purity? That's Virgo energy. The eclipse is happening on March 13th, 3/13. That is 7, which is very spiritual. But what are the chances, right? 7 just happens to be associated with K2, south node of the moon, right here, right? So everything is aligning to point out this is going to be a big eclipse to pay attention to. Things are fated here, and it's letting something go, leaving things in the past. And here's the thing, you've got Venus retrograde anyway, and then you're feeling, Mercury retrograde, we're in shadow, so your mind is probably already on the past, making adjustments. So it kind of makes things easier, but there can be circumstances, people from your past that's involved with this eclipse, even people from your past lives, right? Because remember, we borrowed Rahu Ketu. Rahu is the north node, Ketu is the south node. We borrowed it from Vedic astrology. It's really big on reincarnation. But the big takeaway here is that this really is all about the death of the old, bringing in the new. Yeah? It's a Mercury ruled eclipse. It's Virgo's ruler, conjuncting Venus. Great. You're already reassessing. You're assessing things. Things are being illuminated. Truth is coming to light. Remember, you got light inside you. Let that shine. All right. And it's conjuncting the south node, but the sun is conjuncting Saturn and Neptune and the North Node. The Sun and Saturn are sextiling Uranus. The Moon is sextiling Mars. Mars is trining the Sun and Uranus. So, wow. That is a really big party in the sky with these planets for this eclipse. All the planets are rooting for you. They're celebrating. Think of this as a celebration, as a farewell, right? Think of, if you graduated, you got that graduation party, you maybe left your company to start your own business. Your colleagues took you out for drinks and cake. That's a big celebration. So there's a farewell here, but there's also a big breakthrough energy. Okay. Big release, even sudden breakthrough, sudden change, something being eclipsed out of your life, as I talked about in your monthly forecast. And if not either, what's happening within your orbit, within your world, there could be, changes. Okay. And remember, it has that ripple effect moving forward. This is your evolution. Eclipses put you on the path you need to be on. And it can be very cathartic because it's a lunar eclipse. It's very emotional. But secondly, it's in Virgo. Remember what I said in your monthly forecast is the release of pessimistic thinking, being hard on yourself, perfectionism. It is in your second house of self-worth and self-value. So you are really going to feel this, Leo. And I want you to really work with these energies. Remember, the Sun, Saturn, North Node, all conjuncting in Pisces in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation, regeneration. All right? That is your mission statement. There's something faded here. It's the North Node. It's an eclipse on the nodes. Doors are opening up for you. You're adjusting to new things. You've got to make room for it. So you got to put energy toward it. Okay? Let things go so you can grow. I mean, because this full moon is going to be opposite Saturn and the Sun. So you've got to be ready. You got to be ready to own this as well and have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. This is your second house. Okay. Have that confidence. I mean, remember, faded. How do you know you're not that one in a million, right? Use this. Okay. And it is a 6-month window corresponding to the lunar eclipse in Pisces and the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo we're going to have in September. So again, ask yourself, what is not working? What's got to go? All right. Virgo, mind is mind and body. Okay. So a lot of health and lifestyle too, taking care of yourself. Again, self-worth, self-value. So a lot of this is going to be mental health, emotional health, but also physical health. Remember, I said, the second house is food, and you've got this eclipse in Virgo that's all about food, like diet and health. So first things first, ask yourself at this eclipse, what is going to bring my stress levels down to 0 or negative, right? Because Virgo rules the nervous system. It's Mercury ruled. And the digestive system, all right? So that's your intestine. That's your gut. That's trusting your gut, your intuition. So listen to your body, but also diet. And it's in your second house of food. So there may be something here where you may be, thinking, okay, no more fun dip or wheat. You're putting your foot down. All right. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a strong lunar eclipse. And I'll talk about this more in the live stream likely, but the moon, remember, affects ocean tides and water and people. And, our bodies are 80% water. These moon cycles have a really big impact on us. It's Aristotle. And speaking of which, we actually, Leo, we kick off this week with the moon in your sign. You're going to feel this right off the bat. All right. You're going to feel this week. Now, mutable signs, once again, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. I mean, if you look at all this mutable energy, right? We'll feel this the most. Cancer, I'm throwing you in there, right? The moon's your ruler. That's going to be big. If you're a cross watcher, right? If you're a cross watcher. And if you have any planets or the moon in Virgo, 22 to 26 degrees in your birth chart. If you know your birth chart, oh yeah, you're going to feel this. Okay. So, for instance, I'm a Gemini rising. My Jupiter's in Gemini at 26 degrees. I've got my moon in Virgo, 28 degrees. I'm already feeling it. You know, with it being a Virgo eclipse and Uranus being very active, I'm going to throw in the earth signs too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're going to feel this too. Out of all the signs. Now, this is what's happening for you, Leo. This is also going to be really big for you because Friday, March 14th, the sun sets on Uranus. So this is pretty much baked into the eclipse. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite aspects. It only happens twice a year on average, right? It's like a bolt of lightning. Shazam. It's very stimulating and full of surprises. And it's sextile, so it's very, again, it's like window of opportunity. It's positive. And so you can expect the unexpected, possibly with money, finances, material possessions, food. But it's in your 10th house, right? Uranus in Taurus is your 10th house. So, career. There's something here. Big breakthrough energy. And it's the sun with Uranus. If you're not here for career, if you're retired or not working, the 10th house is very public facing. It's what you want to be known for. It's what you're exerting your energy into, things that you're really passionate about, right? Look, everybody, I'm the best pie baker in the neighborhood. Whatever resonate, whatever you want to be known for. But this is, again, the sun, which rules you, Leo, with Uranus, right? And Taurus, fixed sign like you, Leo, okay? This is letting your eccentric side really shine. You're going to feel the urge to be different and think different and try something new. And I really encourage it. I think it's got to be really, a time to feel really fun. Go, to the bar where the clowns go, or, biker bar. Do something different, because you're likely going to meet eccentric people around this time too. But this is very thinking outside the box, very future forward thinking. It's Uranus, right? Especially with career, fame, public recognition, honors, achievements, social status, leadership. Isaac Newton had this in his chart, right? So let your eccentric side, it's going to be lit, as the kids no longer say. Zac Efron, George Michael, Boy George, Diana Ross, Rihanna, Mark Ruffalo, they have this in their charts, okay? So use this. Remember, you only live once. Live large, go big, okay? Raise your frequency. Speaking of which, happy birthday, Albert Einstein, March 14th. He said, match the frequency of the reality you want. You can't help but get that reality. I talk about energy all the time, all right? You know about the law of attraction. So you're going to love this. And just to give you a little preview, Leo, remember I said this happens twice a year. It's going to happen again July 22nd, 23rd, right around the new moon in your sign, okay? And that's going to be off the charts. That's going to be way off the charts for you, all right? Because at that point, Uranus will have moved into Gemini. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. That's good. That's your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, but also like your social network, social media, things like that. Now, Saturday, March 15th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aries, 9 degrees. Listen, it's all month, okay? It's all month. You could expect like delays, all the normal Mercury retrograde stuff. Delays in travel, communication, a lot of miscommunication too, tech issues. Please back everything up in the cloud, right? Avoid signing things, right? It's just advised. What is that? Now, I am going to talk about this in the live stream coming up. There are ways around this, but just it's recommended not to. And because you've got so much happening here, your second house, your 8th house, your 10th house, it's so much. But just remember, Mercury retrograde in Aries is your 9th house. So if you are traveling, all right, there's and actually, you know what? You've got the moon in Libra this weekend too. Okay. So there may be some big things with partnerships, relationships, but also that's your other travel house. So you've got your 2 travel houses lit over this weekend while Mercury's retrograde. So just be mindful. Okay. Traveling or even planning travel. But hey, traveling to places that you loved in the past could be a big thing. Just remember, Mercury retrograde, the bookends are the strongest. Yeah. And again, there may be something big over the weekend with partnerships, relationships, maybe even legal matters. We'll talk more about it in the second spread. And, obviously pull my cards for this lunar eclipse. But just one last piece of advice. Remember what I said, Mercury retrograde or Mercury in Aries is just, it can be aggressive. It can be very too assertive. It can be dramatic. It can be like a telenova. Tempers could be flaring because that's what happens when Mercury's retrograde in Aries. Aries is competitive energy. So just be very mindful, stay frosty, be cool. You're going to be fine. Okay. If your Wi-Fi goes out, don't throw your laptop out the window. You're going to be fine because Chiron, and Aries as well, right? Squaring Mars. Emotions heightened because Mars is in Cancer. Anyway, retrograde's great time to reassess, reevaluate, rethink things. And people are coming back into your life because now you have a double retrograde. Venus and Mercury retrograde. Okay. At the same time. Which is actually kind of nice because it brings that, Mercury brings out logic, reasoning, intellect to the things that you're reassessing in terms of like what brings you pleasure, desire. It's very spiritual for you, but just know that communication can take some time. You may need more time to think things through, especially on a spiritual level. It is your 9th house. Plans might fall through. Solutions may not be immediate with retrogrades. So just practice patience, okay? This is not a race. Big things are happening. April's is bonkers for you. Like I said, Mars is moving into your sign, Leo. Mars is going to be bonkers, okay? So there's light at the end of the retrogrades, and it is going to be in April, all right? Actually, next week, we do have the Venus Cazimi and the Mercury Cazimi that can bring you a lot of clarity too, but just all the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, will feel the retrogrades the most. Let's get started. And Gemini and Virgo. All right, Leo. So let's see what's going on for you for March 10th to the 16th for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. Leo, wow, what a big week. Yeah? Can we talk about how big this week is? It's got to be big for you. You're changing. I mean, this is like pretty much like 2 houses of transformation, but anyway, let's see what's going on. Leo, I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to put clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Leo, y'all are basic. You know all about. All right, let's get started. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. We're going to talk. Let's talk. You're obviously, things are going to be great for you, but we need to get through some things. Okay. We're going to get through some things. Let's get started. You got the 5 of Swords. I feel like the fact that you got the 5 of Swords with the 5 of Wands, they're maybe not seeing eye to eye with some people during these retrogrades and with this eclipse. But remember, it's all about your self-worth, self-value. This card is all about self-respect, self-dignity. It can be a little like, yeah? I want you to see the people moving to the sea. And that is the sea. A lot of people think it's a wall because it looks like a gladiator stadium. So here's the thing. If you feel really assertive, like really aggressive, right? There can be, you could feel that you lose as much as these people did. Okay. And so again, this is asking yourself, is this worth it? Ask yourself. Swords are, communication, logic, thinking, But there is this sense of like, can we drop the swords and make peace? There's a lot of clouds here. You know, things can be a little from the start of the week. Okay. I did say you have the moon in your sign, and there's a lot of activity happening this week. And the moon is intuition, emotions. Trust your intuition, because you're going to have a lot in your mind. And you don't want to, right? Especially with Mars in Cancer. It's still, that's very bear pokey. Very, very bear pokey. And let me see. Yeah. So over the weekend, this weekend, we will have the moon in Libra. And it is going to square Mars in your third house of communication as well. So just be very mindful of the way that you communicate, because that's clearly, Mercury's going to be retrograde as well. And so this is all about the way that you're communicating and the way that you're thinking. You want to work with people. Now you have the Five of Wands, another card where it's like, hey, can we see eye to eye? This card is all about rising above. This is a Leo card, by the way. It's in the heart of your spread. And so if there's a lot of noise around you, can we drown out that noise, right? Can we see eye to eye? There may be something here with partnerships, actually, when you see what's happening. That's an Aquarius card. You got this Leo card too, but Aquarius rules your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. I said the moon's going to be in Libra over the weekend as well. Hey, and that is partnerships, relationships, maybe something here. But ask yourself, like, this is going to be a big time for you to really, really step above the noise, right? This is like, it's just kids, by the way. It's kids swinging their wands in the air. They're not even hitting each other. So what does this mean? It's like wasted effort. It's like exerting over something that you're just, right? So it's egos at play. It's not worth your time, energy. And so there may be, again, some not seeing eye to eye with another person. Look, you got the Seven of Pentacles in your challenge area. Mm-hmm. It may have to do with money or your passions, or there's something here that you're not ready to let go, but you've got to let go. Okay, with the eclipse coming up now. If you remember your last week's spread, okay, so did you make that decision to let things go? Did you spend time thinking about everything that you've gained up until this point? Is it making you satisfied? All right. Do you feel like you've got to make adjustments to be really on your path to enlightenment? This is going to be a big week because you want it. Okay. You're ready. But we've got to clear some things up here. And it may have to do with another person. It may have to do with money. And it may have to do with career. Okay? We have careers to make money. And again, if you're retired, it's just a big passion, whatever you're passionate about. But I say that because this is a Taurus card. And remember, Taurus rules your 10th house of career. It's going to be very active during this eclipse. And you really want to identify what that is, right? Really go within. And it just may not be, it may be with someone else. And there may be someone else who could be like a boss or a colleague or business partner or whatever it is. We've got to see eye to eye. Okay. And if you were feeling it in your gut, in your intuition, that things have to change, you've got to make that change. Yeah. Remember, you're moving into a lot of power. You're going to have Mars in your sign. I'm going to clarify that 5 of Wands for you. All right. Do you see what happens? Okay. So let's rise above. You get everybody together, right? Like Steve Carell in The Office. I never watched that show, so I don't know if that's accurate. Get everyone together and say, y'all, let's see eye to eye. Okay. Let's see eye to eye. Let's rise above this. It's all about eminence. Do you do that? Whoosh. Everything starts aligning for you. Okay. And it just could be another person, but, and you know, it's children with the moon in your sign in the beginning of the week. Yeah. If you have kids, it could be, you know, it's your ninth house is really activated. So if you're a teacher as well, or an authority in some sense where, you know, you have people that you oversee. Yeah, it could be that as well. But once things are in order, once you rise above, look, you got the 8 of Wands. That's movement. That's energy. That's the wands aligning for you. Again, your passions, your ambitions, even creative energy. Wands are really invigorating, and they're in their happy place, and they're aligned. So, and the wands, remember, career, very career oriented as well. Okay. Profession, enterprise, things like that. You're good. Now, the Fool in your crown. Yeah, you're ready. Take that leap of faith. Okay. Take that jump. Take the jump that you need to take. You got the King of Swords. Now, what makes this very interesting is that you've got a lot of Aquarius cards here. And the moon is actually going to be in your sign, like I said in the beginning of the week. We'll talk about in the second spread, but therefore it's going to be opposite Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So there may be something here again in partnerships and relationships or one-on-one connections. Okay. It can be love. It can be career. Now, or your sister or whoever, just one-on-one. The Fool in your crown. Use it. Take that leap of faith. The Fool is attributed to the planet Uranus. You've got Uranus highly active. It's big this week. Take that leap of faith. You want it. There's something new you want. You're craving it. Okay? You see the full abundance of the sun. But the biggest takeaway from this card for you, look at his little satchel. Yeah? We're at card 0. Okay? We're kicking off the Fool's journey, but what is 0? It's nothing, but what is nothing? It's everything. And it's the 0 point. But just again, take a look at the satchel. And so what comes before 0? Nothing. But everything. He's aware and awakened with that sun, taking only the essentials as he moves forward. There's going to be some things we're going to have to leave behind. Okay? This week. King of Swords, Aquarius. You know, kings are fixed, swords are air. And so there's a lot going on up here. Okay? And the King of Swords is great. He's a great decision maker. He's a great communicator. There's a lot of power and authority and thinking, intellect, logic, communication. Okay? So that's great. But again, he can be a little intimidating and he can be a little overly, yeah? You see his sword tilted? Like he's ready to strike. Like pounce, okay? So this is great, but just use that energy in a way where you're coming out forward, just head above the clouds. People are seeing you as a big authority, all right? And you're going to be great because you got the Empress in your future. And so there's your abundance. There's love. There's passion. There's the birth of something new that's being created for you with this new moon. You see the symbol of Venus here, right? When I say abundance, we're talking love, money, everything that Venus represents, things that you desire. She holds a golden scepter that creates all this abundance. Anything that she touches grows. Yeah? So you have that in your future. You have a goddess. This is super conscious love, okay? But definitely something new. The Empress is card 3. 1 + 2 = new reality. All right. It's also like maturation and advancement and things like that. But I'm going to just like, you can even see the pomegranates all over her gown, representing that fertility, that growth. She's pregnant. Okay. She's pregnant. The birth of new things, creation. So you're going to be fine. It's just, they're just the start. It's moving into this week. let's just sort things out, okay? Let's take some time. What do you have to leave behind, okay? But it does look like there's going to be a lot of people involved in the conversation or part of your journey. I want to see that Five of Swords. Let's clarify that Five of Swords. Oh, wow. Yeah. How funny. How funny. This is mind-blowing because you got Judgment attributed to the planet Pluto, which is in Aquarius. So again, therefore, you got a lot of Aquarius energy here. Partnerships, relationships, one-on-one commitments. But even still, you have that moment. Ooh, psh, huge awakening. Big spiritual awakening. Okay? Big one. Big. This is a wake-up call. This is hearing the blow of the trumpet. You have an archangel here saying, hello, wake up. We got it. Yeah, right? But that's only if you take that action, okay? So where you're not in a situation where you're with other people, okay? And yourself. Remember, it's all about that self-worth. It's this eclipse in your second house. So this is really great. This is really great. You're good. Let's just see eye to eye with people, okay, Leo? Y'all are amazing. Let's see what's going on with your stuff. Leo, oh my goodness. Big week. Oh, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. What is this? What's going on? That's a lot of Aquarius energy. Yeah. Okay. So, and then, I'm going to tell you something else later, but, I love you. Let's get started. Okay. So, yeah. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you are definitely good. It's going to be, maybe a little rocky start to the week with a moon in your sign. And then it moves into this eclipse. So a lot of things illuminated, right? A lot of things illuminated right off the bat for you. But look, you got the Six of Wands. That's great. Remember what I said. You can get, y'all see eye to eye when you rise above. You go from the Five of Wands to the Six of Wands. And then you're the hero. This is victory. This is success. This is saying, hey, that Leo over there took charge and it took care of everything. And this is public recognition right here. Okay. It's also a Leo card. It's Jupiter and Leo, actually. But remember, this is going to be really big. This is a big moment for you. You're going to rise above. You're going to shine. Look at all these wands. Amazing. 9 of Pentacles. I hope you remember her, right? From your last week's reading. Okay. You just got the 9 of Pentacles with the Empress. Yeah. The only 2 cards in all of tarot where you actually see the symbol of Venus. Look at her gown. She's got the symbol of Venus all over her gown. So with Venus retrograde, first of all, really take that time to reassess. What brings me pleasure? What do I desire? What is making me happy with love and money and food, right? Luxuries. It's Venus, creativity, things like that. But this is abundance on a whole other level that you are moving into. It's big. It's big. This is huge because the 9 of Pentacles is Virgo in your second house. Remember, it's a money house. That's a lot of money. There is very possible someone is opening doors for you. Okay? This week. But watch things play out. I mean, she's in your external factors area. It could be someone that you're with too, that definitely that you just feel that enlightenment with that person. Now, what did I say about partnerships and relationships? Okay. It seems like that's a big thing on your mind. You've got the 2 of Cups. There's a lot of passion here. All right. A lot of healing too, like making up with others, especially if there's something rocky from the start. And if you can rise above that, hey, there you go. All right. You do see the caduceus between them. You see the winged lion here, right? All that passion, but this is great. This is love. This is sharing yourself with another person. This is something, and you want this partnership, this new partnership, building something, right? And again, it can be work, it can be career, it can be very platonic. It's up to you. It's up to you. But it's a big theme because look at what the WTF. WTF. You got this first. I'm just going to get it out of the way. Remember how I said you've got a lot of Aquarius energy happening here. Partnerships, relationships is what it represents for you. You just got the star, the card attributed to Aquarius, and your final outcome. So, that's a lot of partnership, relationship, one-on-one commitments, harmony with relationships, legal matters as well, if you're not here for any of that. But this is amazing. You got the star, everything aligning for you. Everything aligning for you. The stars aligning for you. You got the wands aligning for you. You're good. This is having faith in yourself, believing in yourself. This is wisdom and healing. Remember, we're on the healing path. And so there's a lot of the second house, 8th house, very activated for you. You got Mars in Cancer, your 12th house, very activated for you. And then you've got all this Aries energy in your 9th house as well, very activated for you. So that's a lot of spirituality too. This is really great. This is amazing. This is clearing all that energy that I said earlier about, not being hard on yourself and getting rid of that energy anyway. But this is big. Okay. The things that you want are happening in a big way for you. Okay. Work on this. You're going to be good. You are good. You're absolutely good. The things that you're good. You're moving into all this abundance and wisdom. And remember, I talked about the Empress, that fertility, that growth. You see that here, the same thing here. Okay. This is, having worked to earn all this abundance in your life. But again, it does seem like someone with money is opening doors for you, someone who's very enlightened. But then you see the same thing here. You see the water bearer pouring onto the land, right? As well. And it's working. That fertility, that growth of things, something new here. And the star, right? 8 stars, 8 pointed. Card 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. Referring to the strength card, your card. Okay? Have that inner courage, that strength. You're going to be good. You're going to be fine. You see the abyss, the little bird in the back? Wisdom, knowledge, growth, enlightenment. With the falcon, Horus here, the bird here. You're good. Leo, you're good. I feel like, oh my gosh. We're going to wrap this up, Leo. I told you from the beginning, I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time with you, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. There's a lot of new things happening for you. A lot of things. You're moving on your path, but just vibrate at the high frequency with the archangel coming out saying, vibrate at that high frequency. I'm here for you. I got you. Next week, things are going to we got a lot happening. Okay. We have a lot happening. We have some Kazimis. We got the equinox, but anyway, the second spread. Yes. We're going to talk about this moon in your sign. We're going to pull cards for this eclipse too. And there's a lot of stuff happening, with, partnerships and relationships with you. We're going to talk about that. Okay. So tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. And, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you subscribe, leave comments. I appreciate all that. And I want to hear from you. The last thing I was going to say, that 8 of Wands, that Sagittarius card, that is in your 5th house. And you are the native ruler of the 5th house. So that's really great. It's like this, I'm back to who I am. And that's a lot of movement in things that bring you pleasure and joy, creativity, right? I mean, the lion's roar, right? Anyway, you're good. Thanks so much, Leo. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.